What happens when your old friend becomes your biggest enemy? This is the story of Pakistan and Afghanistan, two neighbors bound by history, culture, and conflict. Since 2021, their relationship has gone from uneasy allies to bitter rivals, with deadly consequences. Why did things fall apart? And is a full-scale war just around the corner? Let's dive in. It all started in August 2021. The US left Afghanistan, and the Taliban marched back into power. You'd think Pakistan would be celebrating. After all, they had supported the Taliban during the American invasion, even hosting many of their leaders in secret. But instead of a honeymoon phase, things went south. Fast. The Taliban refused to crack down on the Pakistani Taliban, or TTP, an Islamist group that's been waging a bloody insurgency against Pakistan for over a decade. They expected loyalty from the Taliban. Instead, they got betrayed. By late 2023, the situation exploded. A deadly TTP attack in December killed 16 Pakistani soldiers. Pakistan retaliated with airstrikes inside Afghanistan. The Taliban responded by sending 15,000 troops to the border. Tensions were at an all-time high. But how did we get here? To understand, we need to rewind the clock. The Taliban didn't just appear out of nowhere. They were born from the Afghan Mujahideen in the 1980s, a group supported by both the US and Pakistan during the Soviet invasion. Fast forward to 1994, the Taliban officially formed, with many of its fighters educated in madrasas, Islamic schools, inside Pakistan. When the Taliban captured Kabul in 1996, only 3 countries recognized them: Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Pakistan. Even after the US invasion in 2001, Pakistan kept the Taliban close. Why? 3 reasons. Cultural ties. The Taliban are mostly Pashtun, the same ethnic group that lives on both sides of the Afghanistan-Pakistan border. Strategic value. Pakistan's military saw the Taliban as a counterweight against India. Stability. Pakistan thought keeping the Taliban close would stop them from supporting terrorist groups like the TTP. But in 2021, that strategy backfired. The Taliban refused to fight the TTP. Instead, they played peacekeeper, brokering a ceasefire between Pakistan and the TTP. By December 2021, the TTP was back to attacking Pakistani forces. And then there's the Durand Line, a 2,670-kilometer border drawn by the British in 1893. Pakistan sees it as an international boundary. The Taliban? Not so much. They argue it splits the Pashtun people in 2. This border dispute has fueled clashes for decades. After 2021, these skirmishes became routine, turning deadly more often than not. In 2023, things got worse. Pakistan ordered 2 million undocumented Afghan refugees to leave the country. The Taliban called it unacceptable. Pakistan didn't care. Over 500,000 Afghans were deported. Add to that a surge in violence from separatist groups like the Balochistan Liberation Front. And 2024 became Pakistan's deadliest year for security forces since 2015. The final straw, a brutal TTP attack on December 21st, 2024, killing 16 Pakistani soldiers. Pakistan launched airstrikes inside Afghanistan for the 3rd time since the Taliban took over. The Taliban hit back, capturing several Pakistani border posts. By January 2025, the Pakistani Prime Minister declared, Pakistan cannot move forward without crushing the Taliban. This isn't just rhetoric, it's a warning. So, where do we go from here? Despite all the bloodshed, a full-scale war hasn't erupted yet. But the signs aren't good. The TTP's attacks are increasing. Pakistan's government is drowning in economic and political crises, having just been bailed out by the IMF for the 24th time. The Taliban are struggling to govern, facing internal rebellions and global isolation. Here's the danger. Both Pakistan and the Taliban could use war as a distraction from their domestic problems. History shows that desperate governments do desperate things. And when 2 nuclear-armed neighbors are involved, the stakes couldn't be higher. The Pakistan-Afghanistan conflict isn't just about borders or terrorism. In one of the world's most volatile regions, what happens next? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, The past is never really in the past. If you found this video insightful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into global conflicts, and let us know in the comments. Do you think Pakistan and Afghanistan are heading toward a full-scale war? See you in the next video.